Hello there everyone, uxwbill here once again with a long-awaited car video. As some of you may very well be aware, I'm entertaining thoughts of trading in my truckling. At first I thought that I would buy a new truck, but given my current employment status, I've kind of turned my attention to the used vehicle market. Now unfortunately, even though I'm in a fairly secluded area right now, the wind noise is probably going to be a problem. What I'm looking at today is a 2000 model year Chevrolet Tahoe with the Z71 package and four-wheel drive. I think that Z71 on this truck actually implies four-wheel drive. But here's a look at the front end. You can see it's got a brush guard mounted to it. It's got some fog lights and a set of recovery hooks on the front end. Now initially I thought that the hood release was broken. Maybe it still is. But all of a sudden the hood happened to pop open while I was out here getting ready to record things. So here's a look at the engine. This is a Chevrolet Vortec 350 V8. And for the most part, everything seems pretty clean under here. There's some speckling on the aluminum body of the alternator and the AC compressor, but the air conditioning definitely seems to work on the truck. A little bit of rust at the bottom of the brake master cylinder area there. Belt routing diagram, stuff like that. Anti-lock braking system stuff. And an interesting notice, it suggests this vehicle has a remote starter on it. And if the dealer actually has the remote to enable starting this vehicle, that'd be kind of a nice feature. Plus there's a rather spendy battery here. You certainly wouldn't find anything like this at Walsh Motors, that's for darn sure. Well, let's get in outside of the wind and take a look at some of the things that this thing has on the inside. Now in its day, this was definitely a very nice truck. As you can see, it has a leather interior, and despite 13 years worth of age, the leather on this thing actually seems to be in pretty darn good condition. The only problem I've noted with the leather interior anywhere in the vehicle is right here. You can see there's a couple of rips and tears there in the edge of the seat. I'm personally not too worried about that. You have some power seat controls here, as well as a heated seat option. And if we get in here, you can see the instrument cluster, which has a tachometer, speedometer, gauge package. I have noticed that this thing is not getting up to its normal operating temperature, which tells me it probably needs a thermostat. In fact, I was seriously considering this vehicle, but after seeing some of the issues that it has, it definitely needs brakes. I think it could probably use some shock absorbers. I'm either going to make them a lowball offer on it, or I'm just going to keep looking for something else. Over here we have the Delco radio with the cassette deck, which is something that I greatly prefer having in a vehicle. However, it also has an interesting outboard CD player as well. I don't know if the CD player works, but the tape deck definitely does. The dash pad's in pretty good shape. There's a little bit of marking on it right there. Other than that, it's pretty clean. And the carpet in the vehicle is pretty clean as well. There are 156,779 miles and 5/10 on this. I'm really very surprised to see that this vehicle has a mechanical odometer. And while keeping up the discussion of fun stuff, you can see that there is a compass in the mirror, as well as an outdoor temperature display. And then there is an overhead console featuring rear air conditioning controls. There's a second set of controls for those in the back. There's a set of adjustable map lights, a garage door opener, a sunglass compartment, and then a general purpose storage area. The power windows on this vehicle all work and seem to work pretty well. They go right down and right straight back up again. This one's making a little bit of noise, but nothing too serious. The dome light switch on this end of things is a little bit intermittent, and as you can hear, it sets off a chime, or rather a tone, when it thinks one of the doors is open, and that tone is never quiet. I don't know if there's a way to silence that, as I haven't had much opportunity to read the book for this vehicle. But you can see some of the stuff in the back here, including the seats. Oh, peace be still. Now you can see that switch is not making very good contact. It must have dirty contacts. Let's go ahead and take a look at those back doors. I guess that what we're going to be doing is taking half a look at the back doors because the latch for the second back door is broken. I would say that's probably not an uncommon problem if my S10 is anything to go by. There you can see the rear air conditioning control and the two vents. Here's a piece that was probably reused from the time General Motors was making station wagons. A little privacy shield thing that mounts into the sides of the interior here and then allows you to conceal whatever you've got in the back end if you have something worth concealing. And then of course there's a spare tire down there. So as you can see, this vehicle has a fair amount of character, and when the transmission is in gear, I've also noticed a bit of a whine coming from it at all engine speeds. So I just don't know for sure about this one. But let's go ahead and take it for a quick little drive. Oh, and there are some corroded electrical contacts going probably to the defroster grid on the rear door. I know that problem very well from the station wagon, as it used something very similar for its center high mount stop lamp, which didn't work when I bought it. Well, I can assure you this, folks, the ABS works. I just came to a stop in a bit of a mud puddle and I triggered the system. You might be able to hear that whine too. Transmission seems to shift well nevertheless, but that whine does unsettle me a bit. Alright everybody, I'm just about out of videotape, but thank you for watching, and feel free to leave a comment if you have one. I'll fill in some more details down in the video description area for those of you who are wondering about the things I couldn't capture on tape.